Hey Leo, good afternoon. It's Chris again over at LexisNexis. I did request a trial ID to be initiated for you, so shortly you should be receiving a welcome email with all those login credentials that we discussed. What I did want to do was give you just a quick high-level overview in respect to toggling over to Lexis Practice Advisor. That's the platform that we discussed being similar to Practical Law. What you see here is Lexis Advance. That's a traditional legal research platform. Should be similar to Westlaw Next. A few key differences regarding the search box. Should work in the same fashion as far as being able to type in just natural language searches, or if you do prefer the Boolean logic, you can do terms and connectors, citation searches, whatever you're used to. I'm sure you're really up to speed in that area. You can cast a wide net and then post search filter as follows. Throw that search in there, it's gonna search across absolutely everything. You can now post search filter through different areas, also narrow it down by categories, by jurisdiction. If you get into cases, you have the ability to narrow down the timeline. As some of this case law goes way back, it might make more sense to bring it in a little bit. So you'd see that there if you want to narrow the timeline down. Difference with the citation tool, we have Shepard's versus KeyCite. Where I think you'll find some value is the fact that we will break out both negative and positive treatments. The other thing that's really slick is our legal issue trail. What this does is boxes out every actual rule of law within the case, which is unique to Lexis. You'll see each rule of law now becomes a hyperlinked box. What you do is you're doing your research on the case, you come across a statement that's on point, you want to see more to support your research, click into that hyperlinked box. You're going to get a results page that will show you cases that followed that particular case, cited that case just for that selected passage. So that really streamlines the type of research that you do. That's included in any subscription on the Lexis Advanced side. It's just it's an added feature to Shepard's. But again, what I wanted to show you was Lexis Practice Advisor. This is how you're going to get to that. One last thing before I hop over to there. Explore Content is a new area that shows practice centers, similar to Practice Point that West has. What it will do is break it out by practice areas. Say you click on practice area here, you want to go to real property law. It's now going to show you cases, statutes, legislation, codes, administrative materials, everything that's related just to property law. It gives you the ability to go into any secondary sources, scanning through the table of contents. So if you're on the main page and you want to jump over to Lexis Practice Advisor, click this drop down. You're going to go to Practice Advisor here. This is a transactional focus platform, all written by outside counsel firms. Here's a look at the outside counsel firms that contribute to our platform. Littler Mendelson is a large contributor, kind of a household name in outside counsel firms. You have the ability within Lexis Practice Advisor to actually ask the authors, so it gives you the chance to email that outside counsel firm directly with any questions regarding either a white paper, a practical guide that you find in the system, or even an interactive form. I'd mentioned that you can customize this by practice area. The default landing / catch-all is our corporate counsel. I think you would see the most value in going to the real estate practice area. You're just going to click on this drop down. You're going to go to real estate. What you'll find is that now all these topics now become about real estate. Everything in here is going to be subtopically driven. If you want to see something simple like letter of intent for a commercial purchase and sales, you'll go into letter of intent as a subtopic, and you're going to have access to forms, practice notes, secondary materials. For instance, you click on the letter of intent form, and what you're going to see is you're going to see the form written by this outside counsel. You have the ability to just edit these fields here. You're also going to get drafting notes that the outside counsel author wrote. So when you get into the clauses, why is that provision in there? You can just check out the drafting notes that the attorney wrote, which is great. Also, some of these will offer you a chance to put in an alternate clause. So here we happen to have an an optional provision. If the verbiage here is good, you can certainly adopt that, add it to the form. Or the other thing you can do is, because you probably have some kind of forms bank, you can add your own. just by simply copying and pasting, and your text will now go into our living document. Vice versa, you can copy and paste any of our material, put it into yours. So now what do you do with this thing once you get it the way you want it? You can download it in any preference by choosing the settings here. So you can do PDF or you can do Word. The other thing you can do with it, rather than just saving it, you can print it. You can also email it, which is awesome. It'll automatically make it an attachment in whatever document type you decide. If you want somebody to be able to execute it, make it a Word document, you can email it to the person that needs to execute it, and you're good to go. The other part of that we had mentioned was secondary materials. Here's going to be a practice note written by that same outside counsel firm that created that particular form. The other thing is, here are those Matthew Bender treatises without subscribing to the whole library. For instance, this is the section out of Corbin on contracts on letters of intent, which is awesome. All the footnotes will be active. Same thing with the cases that it mentions. Click into that and it's going to take you right to the case, which is awesome. So that's that in a nutshell. I don't think you're going to have any issues with it. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions or need support, you can certainly call me or call customer service. Thanks, Leo.